Hi, welcome to Ted's Modeling Technique. In 1988, McLaren came out with their MP4 chassis with the Honda V6 engine. And in 1988, drivers Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost won 15 of the 16 races in that season. And then Ayrton Senna went on to win the championship in 1988. It's no wonder Tamiya came out with their MP4 model in 1988. They came out with it again in the black box in 2007. But what we're really going to look at is the Top Studio master detail set for this particular model. And it looks really nice. Looking at these two models, I think that they're actually very similar. I think it's the same model. This one, you can see I started this a few years ago and never did finish it. I packed it up when I moved here just last year, ready for some body sanding and whatnot. And then comparing, that kit with this kit, of course this kit has the driver in it, which this one does not. So there's a little bit of a difference. But looking at the trees with the parts, I mean, these are identical to what was in the 1988 model. This happens to be 2007. But all the parts are exactly the same. I looked at, the part locations and whatnot. It's exactly the same. So I would have to say that they're the exact same kits. Now, whether it was retooled or not, I can't tell. I couldn't see anything looking at the individual parts that would indicate that. The one difference I did notice is the 1988 model came with more decals. It came with decals that would actually cover part of the car rather than paint them. But you can also see here you got Marlboro and whatnot on this particular decal sheet. The newer model came with decals for the helmets for the drivers and also for the car itself. I'm not sure if that's going to show up with this camera, but you can see there's no Marlboro. You've got Shell, you've got the what used to take the place of the Marlboro sign itself in the races. Other than the decals, I think the kits are exactly the same. This is the Top Studio Detail Master Kit, and it's model number MD29011. Here in this first part of this video, I'm going to just basically go over the parts. In part two, I'll go into more detail. Now, this kit not only takes care of the chassis, the engine, and running gear and whatnot detail, it has four other kits in here too that can be purchased separately. A flat bottom supporting rod, cockpit, drive shafts, and the antenna. So all four of those, plus the main part of the kit, is all together here. Now this looks like it's this top piece is part of the wheel assembly. Bottom looks like part of the discs themselves. And here we've got some looks like rotors. And see if you can see these. Let's see, you get the glare off of that. That one right there in the center, there's the mounting threaded rods for the wheels themselves with knockoffs. That's going to look pretty nice. Here are some other pieces. The bottom, again, get that glare off of there. The bottom piece is the looks like drive shafts with some hubs, some springs. Right above that is the antennas, and then I don't know what this thing is at the very top. Little spun aluminum piece, looks like some kind of a filter maybe or something. Going into more stuff here. Let's see, this the bottom piece is dealing with part of, where's that stupid glare? The bottom piece is dealing with the supporting rods, and this top looks like it's got some bulkhead fittings on there. Some smaller pieces for the supporting rods again. There you go. Here are some wings. Make sure, oh, here on the other side. Some of those, like some bolt detail on the other side here. And I'm not sure what those starred items are. Maybe part of the hub assembly again. Here we've got wings. And this will be pretty nice. It takes the place of the plastic wings. So this is going to look really nice, metal instead of plastic. Love it. The other side, we've got some radiator grille details. See, how's that? Radiator grille details. There's some pedals. Some of the cockpit details are in here. I see the buckles for the seat belts are in there too. Here we've got some tubing, some wire, whatnot for some engine detailing. Some brass rod, steel rod. I think this is some of the supporting hardware around the engine compartment itself. Here we've got some textured sheets, and it looks like aluminum. I'm not sure what the black ones are for. Maybe in the cockpit, maybe something around the engine compartment itself. And then with the resin pieces, got lots of little resin pieces here too. A lot of electrical connectors. That's what this is mostly right here. Electrical fittings, electrical connectors. A lot of cabling to be done in this kit. Let's see this. I'm not sure what this is. Don't recognize any of these pieces right offhand, but we'll find out in the long run. Here's some suspension pieces. Now these are taking the place of the suspension pieces that come with the kit, and a lot of these pieces are in the kit already. But you know, we're going to replace them with some more realistic ones. Here we've got a new steering wheel and other small fittings. I can't really tell what some of these are. Looks like a combination of some more electrical engine stuff, maybe even some suspension pieces in here too. We've got a new seat, because the seat in the kit, you know, has the seat belts molded in. So we need a new seat because we're going to have separate seat belts. At the very top here are the calipers. They're looking pretty nice. More engine pieces down there at the bottom. And one thing that comes with this also that's really handy, more directions. Now this is in addition to the instructions with the kit. And you know, list the parts here, and then all the steps. And you know, it's also showing what parts to paint and whatnot, and what parts not to use from the kit, and which ones, you know, take the place here. So it's pretty nice, really detailed. You can see there's a lot of fine parts in here. This is really going to make a nice model. I noticed also on some of the parts there are some pieces of the body that have to be cut away in order for this to work properly. Other parts are filled in. So we got you know, lots of detail. Here's a lot of stuff on the engine. That's going to be really nice. Wings and you know, brake calipers and whatnot here. On the back is a wiring diagram. This is certainly going to come in handy. Looks really nice. And also they give you these photos of the real car, so you know, for reference, and kind of see what some of these look like. You know, compare it to the model. It'd be good for painting, for detailing. On the other side are a lot of photos of the completed model, and it's in primer, and yet they've got looks like everything pretty much complete. Now I've got these photos at the end of the second part of this video, so you could stop those and take a look at some of the detailing in there. And then while I was getting this, I went ahead and also bought this book. It's McLaren MP4, 1988, and this is chronicling just the MP4 and just the year 1988. It goes through some of the races. There's Lane Prost and Ayrton Senna. It goes through some of the races, but more importantly, you know, it gives you a lot of detailed shots. So I want to use this to kind of compare with the directions, and also you know, just to make sure I'm detailing this thing correctly. Again, the colors, you know, would be really nice to know what the real item is. And the further back here, they really get into all the detailed shots. I mean, look at this. This is really going to come in handy here. Nothing but detail. It's just it's going to be a great kit. Anyway, so let's get on to part 2.